Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with a player ranked #1 in the world by Dark. In the red, the final boss. It's Dark. Up against the best player from the United States of America, the Protoss in the blue, the Battle Mage. It's Astrea. A best-of-3 Protoss versus Zerg showdown. Between Dark's controlled chaos and Astrea's control, will Dark be able to drag Astrea down into the mud? Or will Astrea be able to lift himself out of it? Just like I'll ask you to lift the like count of this video by at least one more. And maybe even subscribe. And Jimmy, what are we at? One more. 1,447 likes on this video, on this cast. And I'll cast another one. And I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for watching. Hopefully, you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. Stargate. Queen's already out. The Natchery was unable to be taken as the pesky probe was already in the way. That might be true for a few weeks longer. Stargate completes, and what's it gonna be? I was really winding up to do the whole Oracle is the Swiss Army knife of Protoss bit that successfully fills like 30 seconds. And I still got 15 seconds out of a meta discussion. But a Void Ray to start things off wants to at least deny scouting. Will there be anything behind it worth denying scouting for? That remains to be seen, as we haven't scouted it yet either. But the Void Ray is a significant investment. Costs more than the Oracle. Worse overall, except for popping the overripe tomatoes that are Overlords. As well as making the Zerg incredibly suspicious as to why you're killing the Overlords instead of trying to go for the drones. So there's some Zerglings, but the probe is escorting the Adept into a nice little corner there. And there's a Twilight Council immediately behind. Is this just going to be 50 Shades with glaives? Or does he have something even spicier? You know, nothing is... I love this. He did the one pylon wall, but now that he needs more gates... You see, this is the compromise. I approve of this compromise. As an American, my fellow Americans, it's all about compromise. And putting the pylon at the front in order to wall off quicker and deny any Zerglings from sneaking in, good. Having a pylon in your wall later on, not as good. Obvious vulnerability, so why not add a gate in front? The way Astrea set it up, I'm hoping that was, like, intentional. And what? Why is there a Void Ray doing damage? I'm too busy talking about Protoss architecture. Please stop interrupting me. The Zerglings keep poking in. It is glaives, by the way. And there's nothing at the... Brenda! Where's the spore? Why are we building a lair here? Don't get distracted! Susan! It's game 1. We can't be getting so meta. Sorry. 2 drones. And the Adept's kind of jammed in here. But, oh my god, that probe on stop position in order to help deny... essentially the bodyguard for everything. Oh my. Well, get off. Oh, get off my creep. Okay, Brenda, you got your revenge. A lot of action happening here across the board as Astrea, well, if he didn't know it was glaives before, he certainly does now. The Void Ray gonna rack up another Overlord kill. This could be the 3rd, but the Queens will drive it away. The Oracle dying is problematic. So many Zerglings, but Astrea filled in the gateway as part of the wall and won't be nearly as vulnerable. Zerglings can get sliced to pieces so quickly by those glaved Adepts, but, the royal butt. No, not that. Well, speaking of Queens, Spire is on the way. Just ignore that. Moving on. Spire. Dark inspired to take to the skies. Did the Void Ray die? It appears off-screen death. It might come back later in this episode, but... So the lair and so much gas, but there's so many... Look at the mini-map. The Glaive Adept shady across the map. There are 17 Adepts, Mass Zergling Queen, up against Muta Ling Bane. No, not that. Adepts up against Mutiling Bane, but the Adept shade through, but Zerglings are all over the base, and that's not too surprising considering it's a hatchery. The Queen's kind of preemptively moving. Many of the Zerglings cut down, but for the most part, the drones, well, now starting to take some hits. No matter how good the surround, the Adepts are now jammed into that back corner. where it's almost impossible for the Zerglings to get a hold of him. So, more shading in towards the main. He may end up seeing the Spire anyways. Well, he certainly does now. Dark with a lot of gas in the bank. But Astrea not actually building mutas yet. Another wave of Adepts is coming through. Dark is down to 45 drones. Up against 71 probes. He may never financially recover from this. There's a Phoenix on the way. 4 more gateways as well. As Astrea has already covered. Oh, that's sad. Okay, you got one Adept. Go tell your friends what happened here. I'll tell you the story of a bit of Miss Micro. Moving on. Gateways and kind of a wall off. I think that some very interesting but not necessarily bad architectural choices here from Astrea. Well, it's not a wall, but it's close. And you can slap an Adept or something in there. Dark is now upgrading +1 flyer attack. He has 1,300 gas in the bank, and he's not saving up to corner the market. But at some point, I think he's trying to bait out a less obvious counter. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is the... Wait, how is Dark at 73 drones? What? Huh. Wow, he bounced back fast. He did have 4 hatcheries and plenty of money in the bank, but just an impressive recovery. And somehow Dark is now ahead in workers. Yeah, that the economic boon and the damage he did, that is the big downside of going for Adept Glaives. Adepts don't age well, and if you do your job right, they don't age at all. Ooh, speaking of, the Queen's double kill. Taken out. So, as time goes on, they just become a worse Zealot and a much worse Stalker. Doesn't mean you should necessarily abandon them to their deaths to Zerglings, but they certainly are not as effective, especially against a later game composition. I swear, did he cancel the mutas? He did. He saw enough, he just straight up canceled the mutas. Dark, swerving out of muta. I think he actually canceled the eggs. You don't get that larva back, but you do get most of the money. So, interesting. Colossus joining up with the army. Astrea is up 26 supply. This keeps happening, but Dark with the Zerglings. Gonna try to sneak by to the 6 o'clock position. And now, Templar Archives is on the way. A lot of Blinkstalkers. No melee upgrades at all for Dark. He's got nothing on the ground. He's working on missile attacks and groovy spines for the Hydra range. The Zealots do very notably here, as we're looking at, stoically marching forward. Not running or charging. The most relevant point. So, forgetting charge is kind of a big deal. Especially going into... going up against Hydras, Lings, and Banes. Not being able to maneuver those Zealots is not going to increase their life expectancy. There are a couple of Immortals on the way, more Phoenixes being added in. Astrea's still up in supply. But he hasn't... The big danger of Dark is you can't let him go. Alright? No matter how much damage you did, no matter how far ahead you think you might be, well... You'll come to realize that Dark was so far ahead of you already that you were behind the whole time. Or something profound like that. As Lurkers and Infestors and Lurker range is on the way, Dark is still upgraded. Like, this is the longest muta switch. Dark, not, like, he's so committed to the big game-winning muta switch that he canceled his first mutas. Well, the wall off, clearly working in some fashion. The beacon is lit. And the fleet could be called in. Mothership, carriers, either way, late game options. As Astrea is putting all his tools together, he is one of the best Protoss in the world at controlling these complex late game armies. But that's also kind of his Achilles heel. Is, well, one, not having charge is quite an Achilles heel. But also... He's so intent on building these complex late-game armies, he sometimes misses an opportunity to potentially lay down a killing blow. So now he's dealing with a fully operational Hive Tech Dark. But still, Astrea has the tech, he has the upgrades, he pretty much has everything Protoss can get. He has a Fleet Beacon, a Templar Archives. The only thing he doesn't have is a Shrine to Dark. So, you know what? The fact that these Zealots keep ambling across the map, they look so sad without their charge. Well, I see. There's been several fights. It's not like it's adrenal glands, which Dark has also forgotten, by the way. Charge is a very visible upgrade. It's very noticeable when you don't have it. Oh my, what the? That's a lot of lurkers. Wow, Dark. Okay, Ultraless Cavern, another spire. You already have one of those. You might make that spire great again, though. Investors on the way. So it's going to be Lurker Brood Lord? And Astrea seems perfectly happy to sit back. I do think the window to really take advantage of this very strong Protoss unit composition, that window is closed. And now behind the window are like 13 lurkers. So I wouldn't go out that way. And Mass Spore Spine is on the way. A Spore Churn coming together. And I guess we're just speed running into the late game. As both players are maxed out, Dark has 94 drones. He's got, like, he's already got 20. The spore per minute is growing dramatically. Charge starts. Okay. Wait, is he gonna do the Overlord? No, he's supply blocked at 195 over 198. So, building a few Overlords. I don't know what the purpose of going mass changeling against Protoss would be. Besides, you know, really messing with them. Which is worth it. Mothership is on the way. More gateways of all varieties. Stargates and Warp Gates. We're gonna have 4 Stargates. He's getting Observer Speed, +1 shields, +3 armor, and a Shrine to Dark. Okay, well, the lines are drawn. Astrea has a lot more on his side. He's... Now, I'm not a huge fan of big turtley, campy games. I don't think I'm alone in that, based on a whole lot of info lately, but I do love how quickly we've just either evolved or devolved, maybe both, somehow, into this scenario. Astrea didn't press the issue to try to get the killing blow, but instead is getting the entirety of the tech. And if he could deny even one of the corner bases here from Dark, yes, that's a long way up, but we're really thinking about the end game now, it seems. If he can deny any more bases from Dark, well, now Dark he's doing a spore push. He's got adrenal glands on the way. The storms will ward it away, but Dark is slow pushing. Forward. Yep, those are lurkers. Revelation from the oracles. He's quickly dropped from the near 100 drone economy down to 87 drones. So Dark not being stingy. Of course, drones are just spore crawlers in disguise. Spore crawlers with extra steps. Another sporist is coming together. As Astrea doesn't really, he doesn't have tectonic destabilizers. That Observer's a bit optimistic. It manages to dodge the spore, barely out of range. Good storms to zone. And more drones coming up. As the spore conclave grows, and the queens are keeping them all topped up. At least some of them. I don't think they have enough energy for all. But how many queens? We got 3 queens. Wait, that's all of them. Who needs larva inject when you're losing 4 units per minute? Get over here. Ooh. Those oracles are yanked in and knocked out. 3 oracles at a time. Flux veins! I get excited for those upgrades we haven't seen in literally months. Void Ray speed. Is Astrea... What point? What are you trying to prove, Astrea? Well, he's not... just like how Dark has +3 flyer attack and +1 carapace, Astrea doesn't really have any air units either. He's going mass oracle... What? Like 4 oracles. Alright. I don't know if he'll build any moracles. There we go. I'm not even being rhetorical. Like, historicals. If you look into the Loracle... What is this active cloaking? But this strategy is starting to look a little deplorable. Please like and subscribe. 35 banelings, tectonic destabilizers, another few dozen cannons and shield batteries. There are 31 spore crawlers and 8 spawns to 21 cannons and counting. And like half it. Oh, well, who would win? Mothership cannon or baneling? I mean, this, I'm gonna go with no one. Alright, that's gonna be a nobody. Meanwhile, is there neural parasite? Yes. The oracles unleash a volley of revelation, a charge lot changeling run by. There's the Nidus. I was wondering, as the disruptors begin their counter siege, disruptors can very technically outrange lurkers, but vipers exist. Yes, we're countering changelings with Ken, because of course we are here. Those are real. These are real. We can tell. There's over 9,000 minerals and 5,600 gas as Astrea tries to deal with these changelings. Yeah, well, just the mental damage. And he's throwing the changelings in as he goes for the Nidus. We got DT Blink on the way, as well as tectonic destabilizers. Well, I guess there's a Nexus over here. Nidus in the main. Stalker, one job. Blinks back. DTs to deal with the Nidus. A line of lurkers. I don't think he even caught. Oh, no, 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 my God. Oh, my God. Oh, they're all dead. Oh, he did not see the breadth of that lurker line. And, well, oh, really? Really? Meanwhile, the Zergling takes as many hits to kill as the lurker, which, you know, makes sense. I don't think that's actually true. I think it's like 4 hits to kill a lurker and 3 for a Zergling. It's weirdly close. Anyways, the stasis saves the banelings from the nope! He's waiting. Is he gonna wait out the revelation? The revelation was on cooldown. Come on over here. Watch out! Oh! Wait. He manages to get a revelation with the Oracle before it died, after obliterating the investor with a disruptor. So... that's a sentence. More change. I think you just give up on killing the changelings at this point. Like, I guess Archons are pretty good against them. A tactical Nidus. Astrea. Not too worried about that. The Zerglings. Now, Dark has a lot of money in the bank. A broadside volley. Trying to get out of there before the wall of lurkers. So there's the Greater Spire. Dark is getting pretty close to maxed out on upgrades. Astrea just has another army. This has been quite a gentlemanly game, with how neither player has really worked on that left side of the map. Get over here. Watch out! Oh no! The Zerglings made it into the main because, of course, Protoss does not have walls. They just have dudes or dudettes. I'm not sure that they really count if they're Protoss. We don't like to count them as people. It's okay. Some of my best friends are Protoss. $16 corruptors on the way. Oh no. Well, the Lord of the Brood. Wow, that died very fast. Astrea's been sitting on 5 Stargates. He's been trickling out oracles. Another disruptor salvo. +3 flyer carapace and melee attacks about to complete. Another Nidus worm up there. I have no idea how this ends. Like, Astrea has a lot more in the bank, but Dark is not. He might not be able to push forward, but he's not really getting pushed back. So, in a half map, let's take a look at the overall. Oh my god, Storm slaughters the changelings. Dark has actually lost 1,000 less gas, and it is insane to me. It's only been like 7,000 gas total. For reference, there's 2,250 gas in the extractor. And that means 4,500 a base. How many bases on the map? I don't know. 18, we'll say. I don't know if that's the number. So that gives you a number of gas that is much higher than that number can you tell I've been playing Factorial? Not very well, but like... the most StarCrafting game I've ever played. Moving on. Check it out on the second channel. You'll have time by the time these Brood Lords actually do anything. So the Brood Lords are here. Astrea is maxed out. And that's not good. Because he's maxed out on almost nothing that reliably kills Brood Lords. He's got 1 Stalker, 6 Archons, 2 Phoenixes. So not enough. He's just blasting through. Gotta be real careful with those observers. Meanwhile, the rest of the ground army, he's trying to free up supply for the Tempest, but the Lurkers are in the main! You can't use your Stargates if they're dead to Lurkers. The Oracles are out of position. The Brood Lords are scrambling back home. And the game has been ripped open. Just like Astrea's base. But Astrea could rebuild the vast majority of its production. There's another army in the center. There's infestors somewhere around here. I don't know where they went. The Lurkers are gutting the entire tech tree, just cutting it off at the stump. Both flavors of Templar. Another Nexus on the way. Brood Lord's gonna try to save the Hive, which just happened to be at the 3rd. We got a recall. Unfortunately, a full energy Templar gets taken out. A Mothership is also here. Greater Spire. Did he lose his Greater? He lost his Greater Spire. So now he's turning the other Spire. The Nidus, the Mothership is tickling some of these units in the main base. There's more infestors out here. Brood Lords take out a Nexus. Parasitic Bomb on an Observer. Okay. Meanwhile, the Lurkers, under the watchful gaze of the Mothership, will easily escape from Astrea's main after killing the vast majority of everything there. Astrea's actually supply blocked with 1,000... No, not 1,000. 15,000 minerals in the bank. 6,800 gas. 6,900 now. But he will have to spend some money rebuilding this. Dark is chasing down with the Brood Lords. Here comes the Lurker Brood Lord Infester. With Corruptors and Vipers as well. There is detection. The DT's just gone. Trying to rebuild the Cyber Core. The Tempest and the main Parasitic Bomb Mothership just kind of dies. Tempest follows suit. Meanwhile, Disruptor fadeaway shots. Fungals catch some of the splash damage on the way out. Near full energy Templar taken down. But Astrea is rebuilding. Now, he needs to, at some point, stop the Zerg. 7 Stargates are on the way. Stargate Command at the 9 o'clock position. But he needs to stop the bleeding and cauterize some units of his own. The Corruptors, a Congress of Corruptors up there right now. Just how many? He's got 17 Corruptors, 10 Brood Lords, 9 Lurkers. Whatever peak Zerg composition is, another base could be taken out, but the gas is gone. The minerals, Astrea's got minerals. All right, he has minerals. Both sides have lost a similar amount of resources, and here we go again, just kind of flailing down the set. Wait, those are what? How long have you guys been here? Buddy Cop. He surrounds it with changelings. The Lurkers will take out this Nexus. Astrea might be able to salvage it here. But Dark, retreat, and the Void Race! 5 Void Rays. He got Flux Veins earlier. He has +2 in the air, but no armor upgrades. Meanwhile, Hydra's piling in. Corruptors getting zoned out. Another mothership on the way. The Templar getting overwhelmed. Disruptor curveball. Throws the Storm out on the ramp. Clips some of the Corruptors. 9 Void Rays at a time. And the gas. Oh, he borrows an Archon. And a Disruptor. Feedback doesn't do anything. Just makes them upset and gives them a bad driver rating. Meanwhile, though, Astrea down to 1 base. His Nexus will be taken down. But he has the Void Race. Dark is out of gas. The probes will die. Not that that matters too much. There's still 2,000 gas. We're doing that. We're doing the thing where you just count. There's only 2,000 gas left on Dark's side of the map. Of course, his army is currently 5,800, which is quite sizable. But Astrea has a relatively fresh base here. And the Stargates in the natural did survive, though he might want to recall that. Dark is now expanding to what should have been Astrea's base. The recall, I think it just came up. He escapes. Oh wait, that was a recall from the mothership. He's building carriers, which this might actually be the time for it. He has the minerals. Dark has no escape route. There's 2 Stargates on the way. There's a carrier in production. I don't know if you want to finish that one. Dark, how much gas is left here? 600, 1,000 total. We're scrounging. There are now 10 Void Rays. 10! That's more fingers than Protoss have. I think. They have, like, claws. They're like Tyrannosaurus Rex claws. If they didn't have mouths. And at this rate, they're gonna be like the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Dead. Or extinct. Anyway, same, well, one's just more dramatic. 8 carriers. He's just whipping out Stargates everywhere. No, Stargates and gateways. Well, he obviously has at least 8 Stargates. There's 2 fleet beacons on the field. Okay. All right. So Astrea lost all of the bases he can no longer mine from. But has enough of an army in order to hold on to at least the very left corner. He's now filling in those air upgrades. Dark is maxed on upgrades across the board. He's rebuilding his lair because he lost it. He lost his hive and never rebuilt a lair or a hive. Well, one step after the other, but... So that's where we are there. Meanwhile, the Golden Armada. Does he have a Templar Archives? He does not. He has to restart the tech tree. Both sides. There's still this late game army. They're both maxed out again. I don't know if this Nexus is gonna make it. Well, now I do. It didn't. The Void Rays. But he just neuroparasites that Disruptor. Just gets obliterated. Oh no! Void Rays are great against carriers. As Astrea is learning in the most difficult possible fashion. The Interceptors, though starting to overwhelm, there's not that much Antia. The Void Rays did their job of distracting while the carriers, and while active cloaking, Time Warp helps out a lot. The Hydra's underneath. There's a parasitic bomb in there, I think. Mothership will go down. Carriers being targeted. Tempest count is down to 2. The shield batteries might not have a Nexus nearby, but they're helping out. And I think Astrea actually won that fight. Yes, he killed more gas. And most importantly, he killed every single infestor. If there were any Vipers. I don't think there were. They're gone. No Vipers, no infestors, and Dark now has no gas. Neither does Astrea. There's nothing left. It's just, this war was fought with capital ships massive spellcasters, and apparently such a massive lag spike. We don't even have enough gas to power the internet tubes. I assume one of the observers lagged out there, is what happened. Which, what a moment for the players to have to sit through a lag screen. Wow, that unit's lost tab is... Has he lost one of every single Protoss unit? Did he build a sentry this entire game? Wow. The one unit that Astrea hasn't built, I think. The sentry. The lowly snow globe. Immortals, yes. Observers, yes, of course. Disruptors. Colossi, yes. Zealot, Stalker, Adept. Both Templar. Archons. And then Tempest, Void Ray. Carrier, Mothership, Phoenix. I think the only unit that Astrea hasn't lost or built is the sentry. Dark has had a less diverse composition, but it's still working for him. But it's also been... Oh my god. The Zealots are chasing Zerglings. Yet the war was fought with capital ships and top-tier spellcasters. But now, the next war will be fought with Zealots and Zerglings. As neither player has almost anything left, the Spines moved up. And Dark has grabbed this base, while Astrea has done the same. Dark, has he rebuilt any infestors? This base was not mined at all. Or essentially not at all. 7 infest. Dark is completely out. Remember when Astrea had 15k in the bank? Seems like forever ago, yet so soon. He's gonna try to hold the gates, but the lurkers will help break through. That is a lot of corruptors. 26 fully upgraded corruptors. The infestors, how many? You still got 29 spore crawlers underneath. Obviously not all in the same spot. The Zealots are looking to box out the Zerglings from Astrea's new base. Loses 2 High Templar. He does get storms. The spores are moving! The Pilgrim... Yes! Come with me! Brenda, lead the way! Well, this is happening. He's gonna try to engage the spore crawlers before they all burrow, but it's an awkward engagement indeed. Microbial Shroud! The Templar don't have the energy for Storm Fungal, knocking out the Interceptors. The Interceptor count is dwindling. The spore crawlers are helping so much. He grabs a couple carriers. He gets a Void Ray. He's starting to do real damage. The Queens are holding the line. The Queens are drawing the aggro of the Interceptors. And then the spores... Wait, where were the Corruptors? Everything's gone. The Storm's on top of everything. He lights up the Void Rays. And... oh my god, it's down. It's down to this. There's nothing left. They're completely empty. 4 Lurkers. 2 Void Rays. This is... Astrea has a lot of gas, so we can warp in Templar. Archons and Templar, maybe we'll get that sentry. 1 Guardian Shield could pay dividends. The Spine Crawlers! Here they come! Come on in! Maybe we should creep... Shut up, Susan! Shut up! Oh, I'm so tired of this. I got no energy, and I got no time for your shit! I don't... Sorry. Here come the drones as well! As the great march of the giraffes and the queens behind, the lurkers dunking down Astrea, the only mining base on the map. The queens, stasis. The queens are continuing to move forward. Infestors behind. Dark bringing the drones in. Neither player even has enough to rebuild. a base. Like... Astrea. Detection. Detection. He has 1 oracle. How many observers? He's got 2 of them. But he's got to be so careful. Just grabs a Tempest. But leads it in. That Tempest actually gets reshielded. Loses an Infestor. Dark can't ever build another Infestor. Wait, literally. He's completely out of gas. Every Infestor... Well, nothing can be replaced. Astrea still has gas and just ever so little mineral income. These zealots are clearing up whatever's left. The queens are moving forward. The corruptors are dodging out of the way. Knocks out 1 carrier. Gets a Tempest. Make that 2. Void Rays lit up with prismatic alignment, but loses another carrier as the Void Rays are not fast enough to chase him down. The Spore Crawlers are grinding through the carriers. The carriers are a rich man's unit. The tax on each interceptor is too damn high. Inflation is at a rate never before seen. And each mineral is so precious. He's down to 4 interceptors. But Dark is down to 109 supply. But you can't... Spores and spines are not counted in that supply count. That was a sentence. Astrea loses the base. Dark is now mining from it. Dark has been slow pushing for 25 minutes. The molasses Zerg. But Astrea just can't seem to win a fight hard enough. He has the army. He really doesn't want Dark to mine again. I mean, at all would be great, but... The Tempest. There's still 3 Infestors back there. What's the detection? 1 Oracle, 1 Observer. Astrea, that was the last of his gas mining. The Zealots, I mean, they could clear the creep, but there's nothing left. He's trying to chip away at the sides. I think these are the last Interceptors. At this point, turn off autocast build Interceptor, I think, right? Like, oh, he's still got minerals here. He's long distance mining. Works around the corner. He's trying to double back. The Zealots. There's really not that much on the ground. Wait. He borrows a carrier. There's no ground army. There's 3 lurkers. And like a few Zerglings. Astrea? Okay, Astrea has checkmate here. But Dark is still fighting for it. Dark has made magic. So, based on how this game has gone, Astrea has no idea how many Infestors are down there. Dark always holds a little bit extra, but that was the last queen. Besides the 7 more queens that I neglected to mention, apparently, that are in the night. No! Dark, no! Oh my god, they're in the Nidus! Oh no, he's about to get deleted out of the game! Oh no! The monarchy shoved into the night. No, my god! What a mistake! 7 queens, probably with full energy. And both sides of the Nidus, they just get removed from the game. If you rebuild the Nidus, they don't come back. Not when everything... Oh, no. Now, that might not have been the straw that broke the camel's back. But... it was more like a crowbar. There's nothing left. He doesn't have an army. Astrea's done it. These kind of games always feel like Dark one step away from turning it around in ridiculous fashion. But I think Astrea, with his patience and his control... Wait, well, I forgot that Dark can borrow Astrea's units. Wait, no, there's no way. There's no way. He doesn't have enough energy. Is there any detection? Oh, no. Oh, what? There's no way. There's no detection. So technically, no. There's nothing. Dark has 5 drones. Astrea has 0 probes. He has to rebuild, but he has no detection, so the infestors... He can storm the infestor! What? Even at this hour... Wait, there's not that many buildings. There's only 5 extractors and 1 hatchery! Dark may be eliminated. Just from the game. Is that where we are? Why is... The Zergling was attacking the infestor. I don't... GG. Astrea survives! Dark was in a position where potentially Astrea only has enough gas to build 1 more observer and no oracles. He's 1 gas short of an oracle. So, if there were enough infestors, there is a chance that Dark could have used Astrea's own units. But the Queen's dying in the Nidus? How beautiful a game that ends with the supply it started at. What a game. The Battle Mage in... I'll admit, I didn't spoil myself at all coming into this. I knew it'd be a dramatic game. But every time I watch these games, it's always Astrea fighting hard and then dying. Which, it comes as a massive shock to me. In the best possible way. That Astrea actually held on to it, despite Dark pushing him around the map for half an hour. What a game. I'm not sure how we followed that one out. But here we are. Wait, what? Why was there a drone? Where's that drone going? We're gonna get him out of the chrono booth. Hello. This is a macro hatch, aka like just to distract and keep it busy at it. I'm relatively sure, but I need to, okay. Now pull the drones. Normal stuff here. Wow. I'm still recovering. I can't believe it just... I'm so trained to expect Dark to find a way out. Against the storm. Against the sky toss. But Astrea held it together. That was one of the craziest games where we almost got into a stalemate scenario. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody lose more than maybe like a lurker in a Nidus. I can't remember the last time I saw an entire Nidus network get deleted from the server. That is... Let alone seeing it with units inside. Really? Citizens arrest. The workers collapse on the drone, so he doesn't have to waste time with his other units chasing it. Alright. My mind is still boggled, but we do have another game. It's an interesting start indeed. A probe, a zealot, and an adept walk into a third hatchery. Dark ignores it. He's sending the Zerglings across the map in order to counterattack and maybe just get in. There's only a probe in the wall. Oh, this could be a real problem. Slaps down a gate behind, but the adept will not be done in time. He has enough money. Astrea needs to react faster than that. Oh, the cyber core block. But what about the pylon though? Oh my god, he has to recall back. He didn't kill the base. Oh no! At least the adept finished, but if only somebody had thought putting a pylon in the wall was a bad idea. And well, Dark is going to continue down this. There's no shield battery, and he can't build one. Dark only has 20 drones. He's going for it. The Overlord is watching. Astrea knows that Dark is watching. He cancels, and he waited for that moment. Yes, the Zealot moved in, but he could just kill the pylon, and now the Zerglings are in the base. Oh, no. It's happening again. And the wall is torn down. But a Void Ray will come out. This is not so many Zerglings. The probes are once again called in. With the Void Ray helping out. Good micro. Really good micro. Oh my god. He loses only 2 probes. 22 Zerglings dead. That actually, you know what? Let him in. Those are battle probes. They had a taste of Zerg blood and they liked it. How did they taste it? With their eye receptor or something. I don't know. Huh. Well, that, once again, Dark is in a weird spot economically. He goes down in workers, and somehow, next time I look, he's ahead. Oracle comes in. Spore Crawler. The customary 2 drone kills. Enjoy it while it lasts. Twilight and 3 more gates on the way. That's Astrea looking to follow this up. Oracles burninating through the countryside. And the Glaive the Depths. And Dark does not have a Roach Warren on the way. Uh-oh. How many queens? 6 queens. Pretty healthy number. Especially if he's able to take down one of those oracles. No. There's just now on the way. Astrea doing a great job scouting the entire base. He's going to see there is... Oh, there's even a Void Ray. Astrea. Oh, well. You tried. Killed all the overlords out there that he could find. Baneling Nest is on the way. The Glaive's being chronoed. And these Adepts are going to pose a real existential threat today. Even if the Baneling Nest was already done, this would be dangerous. And it's only halfway there. So the Adepts very well could do decisive damage. Stasis in the main. The Queen's trying to pull back. Hey. Oh, they have the tech. But the Glaive Adepts assassinating one Queen. Working on another. Gonna try to get behind them. Oh, right at the employee entrance there. Though not all the Adepts were quite able to make the shade there. So not as good as it could have been. But still gonna find several drone kills. And even 2 Adepts are a deadly number. Oh my god, he's still gonna get so many drones. Dark down 10 workers. There's Blink on the way behind. Astrea's still building probes behind her. Gotta be a little careful not overextending, but Zerglings, he's just trying to absorb the hits, but Astrea is targeting those drones. Dark trying to bounce back, but the Oracle's looking for another opportunity. Spore Crawler. Not enough. 13 drone kills. The total count is 21 across the board. Hydra's dead on the way. Baneling speed. Dark will counterattack. There is a lot of he's gonna... Oh, he's trying to trap him in! Astrea's Protoss architecture. His Sims... Oh. That would have trapped him in, though, if he tried to commit to that side. He's just going to wall off that side of things entirely. I respect it. You know how devious Dark is with those Zerglings. You can't be getting them. It's already been a problem this whole time, so don't let them in your base. Robo, obviously second Robo. You can't make a Robo Bay without a Robo. Don't say that out loud. Just think it and say it very smart and convincingly so people think you're really good at the game. Also, don't say that. Like and subscribe. War Prism finishes And Astrea, 69 probes, solid. Nice economy to start things up, doing a dual prong push. He's got Stalkers and Stasis on the right and some Shades on the left. Just keeping Dark busy, who somehow managed to bounce right back in the worker count yet again. And he's actually ahead 20 supply. The Adepts will shade into the employee corner, the supply closet. But the Stalkers will try their hand at killing drones, not nearly as good at it. Stasis will cover the retreat for now. Gotta be careful. If the Hydras make it there... Oh, this is starting to get dicey. There are 2 Colossi on the way, though. The Queen stuck in a... I don't know, like a time dilation. Glitching out. And the Stalkers on the way. Moving up. Melee attacks level 1 complete. That Nexus ain't gonna happen. Colossi completing now, but Astrea is not enjoying that sort of army value that he had in the previous game. Dark has recovered economically. The one thing he doesn't have is Hive Tech, as he realizes now, starts the infestation pit. But there's going to be quite a window. Well, I was going to say there's going to be quite a window where the Hydras are quite dangerous. But that would be a lie. Extended Thermal Lance and Double Robo Colossus in production will certainly make that difficult. And while Banelings are not light units, the Colossi splash damage going to be more than enough. So now shifting into Lurkers. I'm not actually sure Dark saw the Colossi, but he's clearly opting for a more late game composition with Lurkers and likely Vipers. And Astrea does not have a Templar Archives, so without feedback, it becomes a lot harder to deal with those Vipers. Not that Astrea is going to sit back and let that happen. Juggles a Colossus out, moving the main army across. The Colossi on their own. Yeah, I'm gonna start to swipe at some of the Zerglings. Ooh, loses an Oracle on the way across, but gets one out of there. And the Stalkers are just kind of hitting the base. Colossus joins up with the army. Stasis on the back line, though, gonna help out a lot. Beautiful Stasis force field. Forces the Zerg to trickle through. And Astrea off to a strong start in this engagement. Takes down a Queen. There's no creep here except right outside the base. There's a Warp Prism. That's 4 Colossi. It's just Hydraling Bane. It's a lot of Hydraling Bane. There's 47 Banelings on the way. Is that enough? A beautiful spread as well. I can't believe it's not butter. As Astrea trying to make it difficult for any units to get caught out, but at the same time minimize the potential effect of Banelings. Rarely do you see this sort of strategy used in Protoss versus Zerg, but he can juggle back the Colossi, grabs one, goes to the back line. The Banelings are trickling through, but they're not finding any real targets. More Colossi backing off, tries to juggle it, gets into the Prism, but the Hydras now are taking the brunt of the fully extended Thermal Lances, and the American Protoss is burning his way forward. Down goes the hatchery. There's no Lurkers, there's no Vipers, and there's not enough Hydralings and Banes to stop the Protoss. Astrea, you need to go now. Don't go back and tech to carriers. It's time to go. Strike while the Lances are hot. Astrea, so many times, he's in this sort of position. No, stop teching. I mean, it's not bad to do so, but don't just back off. He's giving Dark a chance again. I mean, you don't want to overextend. He's down to just a few Colossi. But it's impossible to know. In Astrea's mind, Dark has Vipers gathering energy and Lurkers morphing. Okay? Well, he does have Lurkers morphing. I mean, when he was attacking that base. And that's why Astrea was able to do so much damage. I think Astrea is underestimating his position. That's not necessarily the end of the world. We saw last game that he's able to hang with Dark no matter how far we get. Literally to the end of the map. Till there's nothing left. So I can't really criticize. That's the old Astrea we're talking about. The new Astrea can hang with Dark till the bitter end. So, you know what? We'll see how it plays out. Because Dark is in a very uncomfortable position. He's doing a good job of feigning strength. But he doesn't have the upgrades. He has +2 melee, that's it. He's working on Adrenal Glands. He doesn't have a Spire. Does he even have Vipers? No. His drone count is 74, but he's barely mining for more than... he doesn't really have the mine. But he has the Lurkers. So now, what's it gonna be? It's on Astrea to decide whether or not he's engaging this heads up, or he's gonna try to go around. Hey, that's a lot of Lurkers. Lurkers coming down the center, but Protoss on both sides. Astrea with a potential pincer, but that is a lot of Lurkers to contend with. Dark try to go right down the center. There's a single observer. He's breaking down that wall, but here comes a 360-degree surround. And another lag. Oh my god. Florencio somehow putting his hand on the scales at such a timing for the Protoss. But Astrea's just breaking through. I mean, somehow Florencio has a distinct effect of the outcome. Dark broke through with the Zerglings. The main Nexus is gone. Or not the main. The Natural's gone. The third base is under fire. The fourth base. All the bases. Wait. Yes. Wait, Astrea's losing now. Florencio! But... Okay. Well... This has been a crazy series. This is madness. Astrea loses 46 probes. He's down to 35. He lost his natural. He lost some of his main. But he still has most of the army. Takes out one hatchery. It's not like Dark has too many to, Oh, he's gonna have no economy left. Do or die. Well, Dark is up 100 supply, but the army supply... 5 Lurkers on the way. He's going for the... He's just sending the Zerglings across the map. Astrea sending the Zealots back. Storm on a huge amount of the drones. Astrea still fighting it out. In this time, it's Astrea who's potentially one step from disaster. There's just nothing. Oh, shield battery overcharge! The Colossi! And the Zealots are fighting, but 35 supply. GG. Dark strikes back. What an insane set of games. Where we realize, I mean, madness. So, Jimmy, apparently there's another replay, but the anticipation will grow as, it wasn't included. Oh my god. Do we not have that replay? Jimmy! I'm so sorry. Okay, mute the stream. Not the stream, the video. Because, well, here's the situation. It wasn't included in the replay pack. I did such a good job of not spoiling myself that I didn't notice that we didn't have the last game. And now I'm very upset. Well, I'm gonna spoil it. Astrea wins. Astrea defeats Dark and moves on. How did it happen? Maybe we'll include that in another video. I sincerely apologize, but I'm also very happy because I literally... Usually I have an idea of who wins, but I've been making a real effort to avoid that at the very least, as much as I can. So it came as a shock to me that we're at 1-1 now. And Astrea eventually takes it, but I mean, still quite an experience. And if there are comments about it at the end, just put it in a spoiler comment below to read more. Throws me off as well, but I guess we're moving in to the generic outro here. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry for the leaving you on such a cliffhanger. But hopefully you tune in for the next time and maybe we'll find that game, assuming it's one. It'll probably end up as a bonus game sooner rather than later. But, oh god, that hurts so bad. What a bittersweet... I'm upset. Well, somehow this is Jimmy's fault. Or Florencio. Or both. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you for making it this far and struggling with me and now being confused. But good luck. Have fun. I hope I made your day just a little bit better. Thank you for watching. Stay chill. Like and subscribe.